Hey guys, welcome back to Midwestern Dawn. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you will subscribe so that you will join me on my journey to finding beauty products that I love. Today I am doing my first, call it base product wear test. I'm doing a foundation and a powder. So today I picked a foundation and a powder that I thought I would rate highly, mainly because I want right out the gate to get products that I think I'm gonna like, so that when I test other products like primers or setting sprays or even blushes and bronzers and stuff, I have base products that I like, so that I can test those products on something that I know is going to work well. So today I am doing the Sephora Best Skin Ever Perfect Natural Finish Long Wear Foundation. This is a new product to me. I have worn it once. It is $20. It's from Sephora, obviously. It has 40 shades. I have mine in the shade 04N, which I think is a good match for me. I picked it online, so it's one of those things you never know. It gets 4.2 stars out of 5 with over 1,400 reviews. And it is supposed to be a medium coverage natural finish foundation with long wearing anti-pollution formula that hydrates the skin up to 12 hours and is infused with skincare benefits. So I do have it on. I will go to do a second day wear test that I will also do Get Ready With Me, my first one. So I will show you then how I apply it, but for now, just know I have it all over my face. Then I did put powder on. So the powder I have is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I have mine in the shade 05 Fair. There are 8 shades. It is $9.99 on Ulta, 4.3 stars out of over 2,000 reviews. And it is supposed to set foundation for 12 hours while softening the look of imperfections. Provides a sheer hint of color that stays true throughout the wear. Lightweight, breathable coverage with natural, shine-free finish. There you go. I do have a lot of experience with this powder. I've repurchased this before. I have used it for several years. I like it. I only have that on my right side of my face because I wanted to test how the foundation does totally on its own. Sorry if I sound stuffed up. I'm stuffed up today, so totally on its own, and then with powder on. So right now, I think the area that you can see the clearest that I have powder on is under my eyes, which is typically where I would probably see it. This looks a lot smoother in here than over here. I'm also going to check in at the end of the day at about 12 hours to see how the makeup stood up the whole day. I'm not going to do any touch-ups. I don't have any primer. I just have my skincare. No primers, no setting sprays, nothing that would affect the wear of the products. So we'll see how it goes. See you later. Okay, so it has been 12 hours with the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation and the Maybelline Fit Me powder. And I think my face looks really nice for the end of 12 hours. I don't see any sort of weird places. A couple of the areas that I am going to specifically be looking at is whether or not the foundation kind of slips around. So since my forehead in particular, my skin is very oily, a lot of products will kind of literally move around. So like I'll have like very patchy bare spots and stuff that it just moves all over the place. I don't see any of that going on. Everything looks like it stayed pretty well in place. My forehead is shiny, but honestly it's not as shiny as it could be. I have sometimes where it's like in your face, wow, your face is super shiny, but I don't think it looks that bad. As far as the powder goes, do I really see a huge difference? I don't think that there's a big difference on the wear on both sides, so like maybe it wore off a little bit more right in here than on this side, but I do think that my under eye does look better, so you can see my dark kind of bags coming out a little bit more now at the end of the day, and over here it doesn't look quite as bad. So I think that the powder did a good job too. So overall, first day wear test, I am quite pleased with these two products. See you tomorrow, and we will do a full face and another wear test, and then I will rate both of these products. Okay, so here's the second day wear test. I'm gonna get ready with me. So before I start, I'm gonna kind of explain how I approach different makeup looks. I have two grown-up nieces. Reagan is 21 and Riley is 19. It's been a joke with them for a while that I've had different levels of makeup. So I have my level 1, which is what I call my entry level. That's kind of my easy, quick and easy face, very minimalist look. Then I have level 2, which is what I call my going out face, which means that if I'm intentionally leaving the house for some reason to go out to lunch or shopping or whatever I'm doing, and I have plans to actually go somewhere, that's the kind of makeup I would do. It's a little bit more product, a little bit more effort than a level 1. And then I have level 3, which is my party face, which almost never is used. I don't have a life that leads to using a lot of level 3 looks. That one is another elevation beyond level 2. It includes a couple additional products that I wouldn't use, and then also most of the time it's just effort, the amount of time I would put to putting on my makeup. Obviously each level takes more time. So for me, when I'm doing these wear tests, I'm going to be doing level 2 looks. I debated about concealer, because for me concealer would aid my foundation, because the way I use concealer, I almost use it like a primer. But then I decided, well, why not make this a full base product testing video and test a concealer, and use it on half my face the way I normally would, and then see what it looks like at the end of the day, and then I can test another product. So that's what I'm going to do. So today I'm going to do the Lancôme Teint Idôle, I think that's how you say it, Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. I did buy this on the 21 Days of Beauty a few months ago. I have used this a number of times, so I did get this half off, but normally on Ulta it's $29. It gets 4.6 stars out of over 4,900 reviews. Comes in, I think, 24 shades. And it is supposed to be a hydrating, lightweight, full coverage concealer that brightens dark under eyes and covers imperfections without creasing or caking. It's supposed to be ultra blendable. It's dark circle concealer, can be worn on its own or together with a foundation. Provide up to 24 hours of hydration and comfort in a matte finish for a natural makeup look. By the way, I have this in the shade, I guess it's IVON. Sure, IVON. So I'm going to do, on this half of my face, I'm going to do my normal routine with how I normally use concealer, and then we'll go from there. So for me, like I said, I use concealer as like a primer almost. To me, it's another kind of added benefit. First of all, here's what I like to try to cover up what I want to cover before I put my foundation on. So I spot conceal, and then I also put extra on my nose and on my cheek, because those are the areas that I have redness. I don't like to spot conceal above foundation, because I personally don't think that it looks good, especially if the shading's not quite right or whatever. Like, I don't want an obvious spot on there. So I just go in with my foundation brush and tap it in. I don't really blend it out too dramatically, because I kind of blend it in with my foundation when I put my foundation on. So I feel like this just gives me a little extra boost of coverage where I need it most, in a way that doesn't disrupt the rest of my makeup, if that makes sense. So that is how I would normally wear my concealer. I don't personally use it under my eyes. I don't like it that way, but I will use it on that side under my eyes, but after I put foundation on. So the way I put the foundation on is, and this is through testing, this works for me. You can apply however you want. I would not trust my technical skill when I'm doing this. This is not a tutorial. I do makeup the way I want to do makeup, and it's not necessarily the right way to do makeup. So I'll put one pump on the back of my hand so you can kind of see this foundation is definitely a thicker foundation. It doesn't run or anything. Then, because I do it this way so I can control how much I put on my face, because I feel like if you apply it directly to your face, or if you know, put it on a sponge or a brush first and then put it on, it's too hard to control. So I will take my other hand and just dip my finger in and then kind of run it along to kind of get some of it off. So I just have enough, and then I will kind of swipe it all over my face. So like I said, this is one pump. This is how much I used on my face yesterday for everything. So I kind of spread it out quite a bit so I don't have as much work to do when I'm blending. Alright, so then I'm going to take my foundation brush, do the same thing. Alright, and then I'm going to take my my sponge and just blend it out the rest of the way, make sure it's smooth. Alright, so I do have a little bit left on the back of my hand, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of dip my sponge in it, and then that's what I'm going to do to apply like a second, more full coverage coat on my cheeks and nose where I think it needs it the most. Alright, so that's the foundation. I might go back in and kind of clean it up in a minute. But so on the other side, I'm going to use the concealer just to test it under the eye. I personally don't like it under the eye because I think at least the concealers that I have tried are just too heavy for my under eye. Do I have kind of darker circles under my eye? Yes. Do they bother me? Not really. I like powder to smooth them out, but I don't necessarily feel the need to have concealer there. I also don't like concealer on my eyelids because that will crease because of my oily eyelids, and I would rather put powder on and then directly put eyeshadow on, because otherwise it creases more. So that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to highlight my face at all because for me, I also would not do that on a so-called, you know, level 2 face. So 2 face. Anyway, I make myself laugh. Okay. I'm just going to put just a little bit down farther, not too close to my actual eye. And then I'll use my sponge to blend it out. I don't like using, well, you know what? I'm gonna use my finger. I think my finger will work better. Like, I don't know. Do you see a difference? I don't really see a difference between the brightness of one or the other. Of course, the color might not be quite right because I don't really buy concealer for brightening. I buy it for spot concealing, but like I don't really see a difference. So, but we'll see how it wears. Anyway, so I would probably say that I have, even within level 2 levels of base product. So this will be like a lower end. So I'm not going to use any cream bronzer or cream blush or anything like that. I'm just going to powder. If I was doing like a higher level, I would do it in combination with powder, or if I was doing like a lower level look that I didn't like, a lot of times in summer or something, I'll just use cream products and I won't necessarily use powder products on top. But right now I'm just going to use powder products. So I'm going to go straight into powdering. and use my powder. I am going to powder my whole face since we've already kind of seen how it works. I use my little powder puff that was in my favorite video to do under my eyes, and then I'll go in with a brush for the rest. I'm not going to, beyond these products that I am testing, I'm not going to specifically say which products I'm using. I will link them all, though, down below. And I will powder, like I said, my eyelids, because that's all that's going to be like a base. Alright, now I'm going to go in with a brush. Okay, so this is the base look. I am going to go in one last time just to lightly press all this in. I got this from Allie Glines. She always does this, and I think it does help to kind of smooth everything out. So that's the base product. So I am going to do the rest of the Get Ready With Me, kind of how I would do a level 2 look. I'm not going to, like I said, tell you which products I'm using. I'll have everything linked down below. And all of this, like, application parts, I'll probably speed up a little bit just because I'm not really doing anything other than putting things on. I'm not talking or anything. So just speed it up so that it doesn't take forever. So I'm going to go in with bronzer. Alright, I'm also going to take a fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to put it on because I'm going to use this as my base product for my eyes. Alright, I'm going to do blush. By the way, I know people tap off their brushes. I always blow on mine to get the extra off because I'm only using it on my face and I don't care about my own germs. And I don't like tapping them off. Just so you know. I do tend to be heavy-handed with blush, which always makes my niece Riley laugh because I work so hard to cover up my redness from my rosacea to go in and put a lot of blush on. But, you know, that's okay. Different kind of redness. All right. So I'm going to skip around a little bit and I'm going to do my brows, which on a level 2 day, I would usually use either a pomade or a pencil like this to be a little bit more defined. Alright, and then for my eyes today, which is a more simple eye look, I'm going to use a liquid, kind of one and done kind of eyeshadow. I did review these REM Beauty liquid eyeshadows over on TikTok, so if you're not following me on TikTok, go find me over there. You can see the full review on this. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with highlighter. Where did I put? I'm looking for the cap for this. It's on the bottle already. Okay, so eyeliner, no, highlighter, that's what I said. Highlighter I'm going to use on my cheeks. Where's my highlighter brush? There it is. And I will say, I do like a little bit more of a shimmery, obvious highlighter. That's my personal preference. I'll put a little bit here, a little bit here, and then I'll take a small brush and put in the corner of my eye. And then I like to kind of sweep it up and connect it to where the, I don't know if you can see that on camera, connect it to where the eyeshadow ends. And then I'll put just a little bit under here. Alright, and then I'm going to do eyeliner. So, just a side note, when I was younger, teenage years, before I got into makeup, like, I was like the eyeliner queen. Like, I loved eyeliner, and I was like, ooh, like, all the eyeliner. Always pencil, gel. I never used liquid. For years, because I was, I don't know, not into makeup or whatever, for years I didn't use any eyeliner. And now I'm getting more into eyeliner, and I will say I do like a more darker, dramatic eyeliner look, and I probably use more than someone would say someone my age is supposed to use, or whatever, I don't know, trends, looks, whatever, I don't care. I do what I like. So, I am going to put a little bit more on. I will say though, I do have problems with eyeliner, same reasons I have problems with mascara, staying put. So I'm going to apply a brown eyeliner all the way across on top. Like that. On both sides. Sorry. I was trying not to cover my face with the mirror. Alright. I don't normally tightline on top. Now sometimes I do use the same color top and bottom, a darker color, but today, since it's a little bit less of a dramatic look, I am going to use a nude color, which I should have sharpened, but I don't have my sharpener down here, so we're just going to roll with it, to brighten up my under eye. If I was doing a more dramatic, you can see, if I was doing a more dramatic eye look, you know, with shadows or something and a higher level to look, I would probably use the darker color on the bottom too. So, nice and bright. Alright, last step here is, for my face, is mascara. My arch nemesis, mascara. But I think it would be weird if I didn't put any on, so I gotta just go with it, even though it hates me. Alright, as per usual, I gooped up my mascara. That almost always happens. It's okay, we'll let it dry, get it off. Alright, one last step. This is what I usually do right before putting setting spray on, but since I'm not using setting spray, I'm going to do it anyway. Is I take my big powder brush and I just kind of run over everything just to make sure there's no excess powder or everything's kind of smooth together. And then I'm going to put my lipstick on. Lipstick. So I am very much a one product person when it comes to lipstick. I'm not going to be putting liner and lipstick and gloss and all the stuff. First of all, I don't really like gloss, but I explain more of that kind of stuff when I do my lip product reviews. So more than likely on an everyday basis, I'm only going to have one product on. and it's usually lipstick, but there's occasions where I might not. Sometimes I like to use lip liner as lipstick, and sometimes I do. I use a lip liner with like a lip oil or something, but for the most part, like, it takes too much time. Like, I'm not going to be putting multiple steps. Okay, so let me clean up that. I let it dry, and then I just use a Q-tip. I need my Q-tip. And rub it off. That's not usually too disruptive to my other makeup. Okay. Oh, I hit my thing. My hair is still wet. I'm air drying it. Okay, so this is the look. Testing the products. Level 2, I would say level 2 point, we'll call it 2.0. Okay, I got Mickey Mouse Clubhouse on in the background here. It's a bit of a gloomy Midwestern day here, so there's not a lot of sunlight, but this is natural light. Here comes Grayson. So this is what it looks like. I came up from the basement, put a sweatshirt on because it's cold, and filmed this. So I definitely think it looks really nice right now. I'm very pleased. So I'll check in again at the end of the day, but I think it looks really good. Okay, so it has been 12 hours. I definitely think that I look more shiny today. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't come across quite as well on camera. I mean, I was shiny yesterday when I was just wearing the foundation and powder, but like today I'm super shiny. But I still don't see, like, I don't see any weird spots. And like for me, the fact that maybe like a little tiny bit in here, if you can see that, a little bit right in here, maybe some separating, but honestly, like, I think actually looks super nice. I know that this is my first foundation wear test on camera, but I have worn a lot of different foundations in the last few years, and the fact that there is no weird slipping around or anything like that is a big deal for me, because especially on my forehead, the fact that it is not patchy, it's shiny, yes, but it's not like overly, like a little tiny bit in here, like it's not overly moved around, is a big deal. So I'm pleased with that. Powder wise, I mean, I don't know. I'm shiny, but like I said, that's hard to combat on me because I do have such oily forehead. But I mean, I think my face looks fine. I don't know if the powder is like amazing. It's fine. Now for the concealer. Honestly, I don't even see a difference between the two sides of my face. So like where I applied it on this side, on my cheek, like I still think it looks pretty well covered, but like not overly so. Underneath my eye, I've got flaking from my mascara, but underneath my eye, like, I don't think it looks any different on both sides. But I don't see any like caking or weird creases or anything, so at least it didn't like do that, because a lot of the times concealer will do that under my eye, so that's something. But I don't think it was like worth putting on. Like, I don't think it looks any better. That's my personal opinion. I'm just not a huge concealer person. I will say though, if I'm going to use this for anything, I think it's going to be spot concealing, because I did spot conceal over here. This one right in particular. Try to turn it so you can see. So these are not active anymore. These are well on their way to scarring though. Dark colored scars from past problems that I've had, and they're hard to cover up. And the fact that they still look pretty faded and not red like they normally do is pretty good. And like over here where I didn't put any concealer on, obviously that the foundation by the end of the day did not cover that. So I will say, like, spot concealing, I think it did a pretty good job. But, like, overall, like, under eyes and stuff. So anyway, final reviews. Foundation. I really like this. It is not terribly expensive. Obviously, it's from Sephora. But because it is the Sephora collection, it's not as expensive as some of the other high-end brands there. And honestly, some of these drugstore brands, foundation in particular, they're getting to be like 17, 18 bucks. And this is 20. It's super high quality packaging, glass bottle, nice heavy duty pump, nice heavy duty topper for it. I really, really like this. The shade match was, I think, perfect for me. And it has lots of shades for you to pick from. I think I said it was like 40. So for sure, even though I've only worn this a few times, this is 5 stars for me. It is exactly what I would look for in a foundation. And the fact, like I said, it's a huge deal for me that it didn't slip around on my face. Even some of my better foundations that I've used over time do that. So I really appreciate that this one didn't. That is why I use this one, because I really thought this one was going to be a favorite, and it is. So now I have this one in my pocket so that I can test other things, like how does the primer work, because I know the foundation works well, so how does the primer work, how does the setting spray work, etc., etc. 5 stars. Powder. Like, I think it did its job, and it's relatively cheap, but, like, am I blown away by it? No. Like, do I think it set my makeup and it looked nice at the beginning of the day, smoothed out my under eyes in particular? Yes, it did its job. It didn't control the oils throughout the day. Well, like I said, that's would be very hard to do on my face. But I'm not like anything. I don't think it's like the best powder in the world. So I think I'd probably give it a 3. Average. It's okay. Not the best. Not the worst. Just okay. Now this I think I would rate higher if it wasn't high end. I do, like I said, I do like how it handled, like it stayed put for spot concealing. I mean, I think it looks nice on my cheek. I just don't think it looks that much different than the other side, but it didn't do anything weird, and it didn't do anything weird under my eye. It didn't crease, it didn't cake. Maybe if I had it in a lighter shade that actually would have brightened my under eye, maybe that would have changed my mind about it being an under eye concealer. But I mean, like I said, it didn't cake, it didn't crease, so probably would have worked. I'm just not that person. Like, I just don't do that. So that's not important to me. So like if this was like a $12 concealer, I'd probably honestly give it a 5 star because it did its job fine. It did what it was supposed to do. But for 29 bucks, no. Like, I would have to be blown away by this in order for me to pay $29 for it. My high-end collection is very small for that very reason. If I'm going to be spending a lot of money on something, you better believe it better be like the best product ever. And this was fine. It was okay. It was decent. I would probably give this a 3 star too. I don't think it's worth the money. I think that it probably could be a decent under eye concealer because it didn't cake or anything, which was good. Is it full coverage? I mean, I guess. I think it was more medium coverage, even though it says it's supposed to be full coverage, I think. I think that's what I said. Right? Buildable coverage. Whatever. Anyway, 29 bucks, no. 3 stars. So, the winner. I love this stuff. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know it was kind of all over the place. Honestly, I had a lot of fun filming it. I actually enjoyed the Get Ready With Me more than I thought. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it too. Let me know if you did. And if you did like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And also, please comment. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you, Kara, for always commenting. Anyway, please subscribe. If you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe and click the bell next to the subscribe button to be notified of my future content, which hopefully, as Brett and I have been discussing, I will get into a rhythm of getting all these done quickly enough that I can actually post. My goal is to post twice a week. Haven't gotten there yet. But anyway, I'd love for you to join me on my journey so that I can find more 5-star products that I love, which is exactly why I'm doing this. And I have a lot of ideas and a lot of things I want to do, so I hope that you will join me. Bye.